Yes, I've pasted few chat links in the chat box, kids. So you can just paste all these links in your device. Okay, so these are the few links which will be supported for you in the course. So first link is of syllabus. You can avail syllabus by clicking on this particular link. Payment can be made by clicking on this particular link. If you have enrolled with us, perfectly fine. If not yet, you can just avail this course by clicking on this link to complete your payment process. Okay. So in case you want us a feedback, you can just fill up this form and we'll receive your feedback. So for about all batch details, you have to just click on this and you'll get to know about your batch completely. In case you have any query related to your course, you can just drop us an email at support@olympiadsuccess.com or you can just WhatsApp on these numbers. Okay. So in case you find an internet glitch, you'll not be able to join us back on Zoom. So you can join us live also on the Facebook because we are live on the Facebook. Okay. So after that, I'll not take much time. I would like to introduce your mentor, Ms. Dr. Ushma ma'am. She's a wonderful mentor. She is a doctor by profession, but she loves to teach kids. So all over to you, Ushma ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Hi, kids. Why do people look so dull? Either, some parents have forced you to join and class when you people have a holiday and you want to go out for playing. At least I can see a good smile on Mihika's face. I know, I understand how it is during vacation. Don't worry. Okay, I will try to make science as interesting for you so that by the end of the class, I can see a broad smile on everybody's face. Okay, right? Okay, so just let me just say a big hi to all of you. I am Dr. Ushma. I hope all of you know what doctors do, right? I'm not as boring as the other doctors are, but I love teaching kids, okay? And science is something which is my basic passion. I have been doing teaching of science from the past 8 years and loving to be with the kids, okay? Because I feel that kids need to understand the true sense of science. And I try to bring science as interestingly possible to all of you so that all children who come into class with a big, sad face, by the end of the class, they have a big, broad smile on their face, okay? So before I start, I am a diabetologist. I have been practicing from the past 15 years, but into this from the past 8 years, okay? Now, I don't want to talk too much about myself. I just want to understand, what do you kids understand about science? Can I take that time, Pooja?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Sure. All right. Okay. Because this is like a small group today. I can, think of, oh, but I think all of you are muted, aren't you? Pooja ma'am, can you just
We can unmute them, sir.
But you can just try not to have a lot of background sound because it doesn't disturb the rest of the class. All right. Okay. Advik, what do you understand out of science and why do you think unmute myself? Okay, yes, you can. Just press the unmute button. You'll be able to unmute yourself.
I couldn't understand.
What couldn't you understand? What I spoke right now?
Yes, ma'am. Somehow in the middle, your voice broke.
My voice broke. All right. All that I'm just trying to ask you is, why have you come into the class right now?
I've come to the class to learn about science and learn more about it.
Okay. Why? Do you enjoy science a lot?
Ma'am, I enjoy science somewhat.
Okay.
And I like to study it.
All right. Okay. Shubham, why do you think you've joined class? मम्मा ने बोला इसलिए?
Yes, ma'am.
मम्मा ने बोला इसलिए?
No, ma'am.
Good. So what's your reason to join the science class?
Because to get knowledge. To get knowledge.
All right. Okay. Mihika, what about you? Why do you think you've joined into this class? You can be very frank and say, okay? Okay. Shall I give you 5 minutes to think about it while we continue with the rest of the presentation of the, the demo? Okay. And by the end of the class, hopefully you people should be able to tell me, why do you think you joined the science class? Okay. And whether you liked it or not. Is that good enough? All right. Okay. Pooja, do you want to continue? I'll come back to that later.
Yeah, sure. Hope my screen is visible to everybody. Show me thumbs up on the screen. No need to unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, as you know that you all are in science demo today, so at the platform of Olympiad Success Live. So Olympiad Success is India's largest online preparation platform for Olympiad examinations. It is India's first exclusive live classes for Olympiad preparation, one of its kind yearly program that includes courses that matters. So we do provide 8 courses, full plus program that includes mathematics, English, science, logical reasoning, communication, spoken and written, Vedic maths, and coding. So what else do we provide? One online CBSE classes, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB classes for grades 2 to 12. One preparation classes for international mathematics Olympiad, SESMO, SEMO, HKIMO, TIMO, Math Counts, US Common Core, Maths Competition, Maths Kangaroo, PRM. You can meet our rank holders on the screen. They are kids like you only. So if you also work hard, so definitely your picture will also come in the rank holder list on the screen. Okay. So what about course? So there will be group sessions with around 20 students delivered at the Zoom platform through our seasoned tutors. So session will be 3 days per week. Days will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Timings will be 5 p.m. till 6:15 p.m. with 5 minutes of break. The session includes a mix of theory, practice questions, doubt sessions, and discussion on previous year papers. Students will get reading material and practice questions, which will be available on the dashboard of Olympiad Success. Soon I'm going to give you the dashboard tour for the same. So students will get a free access to Olympiad Success platform to practice topic-wise mock test for both math and reasoning, as logical reasoning constitute 10 to 15% of the questions. The objective of these classes is to provide introduction to the entire curriculum and give sufficient headway to the student to compare to their peers. So these all are the relevant links. No need to worry. These links have already been pasted in the chat box. Will again be pasted in the chat box. So you can click, you can avail syllabus by clicking on this particular link. Fees for this course will be 10,038 rupees. Course sessions will be 45 sessions in this course. Payment can be made by clicking on this particular link. Fees includes online classes, daily reading notes and exercises, practice of previous year papers, access to Olympiad Success platform for mathematics plus logical reasoning. What all you need for these classes will be just a laptop or desktop with good internet connection, with good camera clarity for your better picture, and headphones for the better audio clarity. That your mentor can hear you properly, you can hear your mentor properly. What all you have to do is you have to just spare 2 hours every day. As you know, Olympiad examinations are a little tougher than the regular examination. So just spare your 2 hours every day for the preparation. So regular classes are going to start from 16th of April, that is next Thursday. Hope everybody is clear with the course details. So now I'll take you through a dashboard tour. You have to just enter this URL olympiadsuccess.com. After this, you'll get this page on your screen wherein you need to enter your correct user details. Make sure that you enter your correct user details, okay? Otherwise, you'll not be able to log in. And these user details you'll get once you are enrolled with us. So after this, you'll get a profile page on your screen wherein you need to check your details, whether these are correct. In case you find any error, you have to just rectify it and you can click on update button also over here, okay? So here is a live classes which is right after this my referral icon. You have to just click it over here and you have to select your subject for which specific subject you want to see the material and topic as well. So after this, you'll get your material on your screen. This is a schedule in which you'll get a clarity in which session you are going to cover with specific topic. So each and every PDF is downloadable. You have to just click it over here, click here to download the PDF, and you can download this PDF and keep it saved in your device for the offline reading also. Okay, so each and every section is having a bifurcated topic, which will give you clarity that in which session where you are going to cover with specific topic. So this is a holiday calendar that you should not take unnecessary leaves. Already session is thrice a week. So there are the festival holidays also for your preferences. So this is the reading material. A lot of material is there for you for the preparation, right? Detail about animals. Okay. Set 2, there are 4 sets for reading material. Set 3. Set 4. Okay, so here is the question paper. So these are all the reading materials. Here are the question papers. You have to just click it over here. You can download these papers, take out the printout, solve it, and then check your answers. Okay. There are answer keys also, but I will not prefer you just download your answer keys parallelly, because otherwise you'll become curious to check answers parallelly. Okay. So just download this paper, take out the printout, solve your paper, do your practice, and then check your answer keys, whether you have done correct or whatever errors you have made it. So you can just do practice mode. Okay. Set to every topic is having a different set of papers, different set of papers. Okay. So answer key. Clear? So in live classes, you'll get your reading material, question papers, answer key, schedule, and holiday calendar. So moving ahead, there is a more practice for you that is in worksheet. So worksheet icon is right after this dashboard icon. You have to just click it over here. Again, you have to select your subject, for which specific subject you want to see the worksheets. As you can see, there are so many. Okay, so you can just select the number also. So for attemptation, where you have to go, you have to just click on this take exam. Then there'll be general instructions on your screen. You have to just read your instruction carefully that you should not commit any mistake while attempting your worksheet. Okay. Then you have to click on start worksheet. After clicking on start worksheet, you can see there are so many questions, 50 questions for you in practice and in one worksheet. Okay. So there are so many worksheets. So make sure that you read each and every question properly and then select your answer. Don't fill your answers randomly, because otherwise you will commit so many mistakes in this way. So read your question properly, then fill your answer. For moving ahead on next question, you have to click on next button. Fill your answer, click on next. So in this way, you have to attempt all your 50 questions and then you have to submit your worksheet. For submission, you have to just click on finish button. Make sure that you review all your questions once again, that in case you find any error, you can just rectify it before submitting. Okay. Otherwise, after submission, you'll not be able to make any changes. And make sure that you submit your worksheet. Otherwise, you'll not be able to see performance that how you have attempted the worksheet. All right. So here you have to click yes, I have reviewed all the questions. Yes, and now your worksheet is submitted. So to see the performance, before that there will be a feedback page you can give, otherwise you can click on later button. So for performance, you have to just, I'll take your queries once I'm done. Please don't unmute yourself yet.
Okay, ma'am.
So there'll be a performance button, which is right after this worksheet button. So you have to just click it over here. Again, you have to select your subject. So you can see I have attempted this worksheet just now on 9th. You can check the date. Okay. So you'll click on view button. After clicking on view button, you can see the performance that what is the response, right? I have attempted two questions wherein one is correct, one is wrong. So that's the reason, make sure that whenever you're attempting, you should be proper in a tension manner. So you can click on review button and you'll get to know which answer is correct, which answer is wrong. Okay. So in worksheet, you'll get your worksheet. For the practice and performance, you'll get to know how you attempted the worksheet. In live classes, you'll get your reading material, your question papers and answer keys, your schedule and holiday calendar. So before moving ahead, you have to just log out and then you are good to go. So this is all about dashboard. Now just shoot out your queries. Whatever queries is there, I'll answer all your queries. Yes, Sana. Just type it in the chat box, Peter. Don't unmute yourself, all of you. Whosoever is having any queries, just drop it in the chat box. I'll answer all your queries. Meanwhile, Ayan. Hi, good evening, Ayan. How are you? Ayan, Guru, and Shivam. Just turn on your cameras because we don't allow our students to sit with camera off in the class. That is a main rule of our class. How we will see your faces, how we'll be able to interact with you. Ayan, turn on your camera. Group, turn on your camera. All right, Dhruv, once you read, just turn on your camera, okay? Sanam, are you typing better? You'll be able to type? Okay. Anybody else is having any query or no? What does suggest change and earn point means? I didn't get you. Where you have seen this? Yes, Sanam, unmute yourself and speak.
Just that thing that option that suggest points and suggest changes and earn points.
Okay, that is a different thing. While enrolling for the batch, you have got this feature?
What?
For enrolling, while enrolling for the batch, you have got this feature, suggest changes and earn points.
Like yeah. Like I have done Olympiad success before, but I didn't do it live classes. But I was doing worksheet for because I was preparing for Olympiad. And there's always this suggest changes and earn points thing. I don't understand.
Yes, there is a process. What you can do is if you find any error in any of the worksheet, okay, so you have to just suggest the right changes and then you get these points wherein you can redeem these points later on. Okay, so that is the purpose for that form. Clear? Anybody else is having any query related to the course or dashboard? If not, show me thumbs up on the screen, then I'll shoot out my questions. Shubham. Okay. So what are the class timings? Let me see. Have you seen your PPT carefully? What are the class timings?
10:30.
Don't unmute yourself. Drop it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll keep mute all. This says just mom's request. That's why I've unmuted you. Otherwise, we don't allow friends to unmute again and again at the time. Yes, 5 to 6:15. Right. What are the class days? What are the class days, beta? Type it in the chat box. Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Ma'am, always will get 50 questions. Yes, but each and every worksheet will be having a different set of questions. Okay. So that you just need to log in and you will get to know that how many questions will be there in each worksheet. So you all are aware what are the class days and what are the class timings, right? So are we good to go for the demo? Show me a thumbs up on the screen. If you all are okay, then I'll hand over to Ushma ma'am. I will not take much time of yours. Right? Okay. So all over to you, Ushma ma'am. Beta, I have pasted few chat links once again. So this is for your preference, okay? All over to you, Ushma ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja. All right, okay. Today we will take up a topic which is pretty simple, which is all around you, and which is going to be exciting. Okay, can you just guess what topic we would try to discuss when I said it is all around you? Raise your hand and Sanav. Can you unmute, Sanav?
I think so. Animals.
Animals are all around you. Okay. Sanav thinks it's animal. Hold on. Just raise your hands. Do not talk in the middle. Okay. Advait.
Ma'am, matter.
Okay, that's a good thing. All right. Shubham, what do you think we would be talking about?
Ma'am, air.
Okay. Mehika.
Ma'am, plants.
All right. Okay. Sanav, you want to add on and say something else? No, then why have you raised your hand? All right. Dhruv and Ayan, please switch on your videos. It's perfectly okay even if you're traveling, but I would definitely want to see you. Like what Pooja said, definitely people who do not keep your videos on will be not entertained in the class. Please keep your videos on. Okay, Dhruv and Ayan, may I know the reason why you have kept your videos off? Okay. So, like, I mean, oh, okay, fine, not an issue, not a problem. All right. Okay. So, yes, we will definitely be discussing air. And like what somebody said, yes, air is also something which is around us, right? And air is also a part of matter. Okay. Now, who said matter? Advik, did you say matter? Yes. Okay. So, Advik, can you quickly tell me what do you mean by the term matter?
Ma'am, for me, matter means solid, liquid, and gas. Basically, all the
Okay.
solids, liquid, and gas.
All right. Okay. So Advik feels that matter is everything which is a solid, liquid, and gas. But children, it is much more than that. There are, I mean, the latest study says there are 22 types of matter. Okay. But at your level, you just need to know that, yes, there are 3 types of matter, 3 states of matter. But matter, when we talk, let me just start with matter and then we will be taking up today's main topic, and who picked up air was like on, on the spot. Because yes, today we are going to be taking up the topic of air. Okay. So what is matter? Basically, anything that has very good, has mass. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry for that bad writing. Has mass and something which occupies a space. So this is basically the definition of what matter is all about. Correct? Okay. Now, let's try to understand the first main type of matter, and that is air. Okay. So that is air. Sorry, I can't understand. Shubham, what are you trying to ask me? Where is Shubham? Okay, doesn't matter. All right. So matter is something which occupies space and has mass. Of that matter, we will be talking about the first type of matter, which is the gaseous part of matter, and which is right around you. And we are talking about air, right? Okay. Now, Mihika, is air around you? How do you know it? Can you see air? Mika, why are you so quiet? Are you generally so quiet in all the classes? Okay, doesn't matter. All right. Okay. So let's talk about first, let's try to understand what is matter. 1 minute. Okay. What is air? Okay. So air is a gaseous state of matter which is seen around us. And when we talk about Earth, we know our Earth has a thick dash around us. Shubham, can you tell me what is it that's around us which acts as a blanket? What is this called?
Atmosphere.
The atmosphere, right? The atmosphere is nothing but a thick blanket of air which is around us. Okay. And before we discuss what is there in the atmosphere, first let's try to understand what are the properties of air. Fine. After this, we will see a short video to understand how did we actually know that air takes up space. So when I said air takes up space, like just that we did about matter, anything that takes up space is said to have, this is the scientific word for the for taking up space. It's said that air has volume. Can somebody give me a experiment which can prove that air takes up space? Anybody? Have you ever? Yes, Atvik.
Ma'am, when you inflate a balloon, you see that air takes up space.
Correct,
That
because
is
it's expanding and you can see that the balloon is taking up that space, right? So air takes up space. That's the first, property of air. The second main property of air is air has mass. Dhruv, I don't see the student around. Can I please, Dhruv, can you please switch on your video? I would want to see the student, please. Ayan, what is Ayan? Okay. Shubham, can you give me an experiment which tells us that air has mass?
Ma'am,
Think.
ma'am, when you fill a balloon with air, its weight changes and its shapes change, so
Okay.
that it has mass.
All right. Okay. By the way, children, do you know what is the meaning of mass? Mass is the total amount of matter okay, in a substance. Okay. So when I say air has mass, that means that air is made up of something which can be measured. Okay. So we will see an experiment later to see whether air has mass or not. Okay. Anybody else who has an experiment to trying to tell me that air has mass? Anybody can think of something? Yes or no?
Ma'am, basically like when you tie two balloons, one deflated and one inflated on one scale, and then you wait over there, then the balloon that
Very
has
good.
air goes down, and the balloon that does not have air comes up.
Excellent. Okay. Now, Mihika, do you agree with this point that air is tasteless and odorless?
Yes, ma'am, air is tasteless.
Air is tasteless and odorless, but in today's day, do you think air is tasteless and odorless? And if not, why?
Ma'am, is tasteless because it's not food or drink.
Of course, it's tasteless and odorless. But do you think it's always odorless? And when do you think air could have a certain odor in it? And what's it called? Anybody? Okay. Now, there are so many people who are excited. Yes, Advik.
Ma'am, air pollution.
Exactly. Okay, now it is very rare if only that you are living in the greenest part of, the city that you are in. Generally, if you're closer to the roadside, if you're closer to factories, if you're closer to industrial areas or construction areas, air is not odorless at times. It's because when there is air pollution, like when there are pollutants that are released in air has this weird kind of odor. Okay. It could be because of the burning of fossil fuels, or it could be, some kind of organic matter which has got deposited. Waste garbage can also start smelling. That's when, Mihika, you feel that the air has a smell in that, but that smell is not of pure air. Pure air is always going to be tasteless and odorless. Correct? But it can get odored when it gets polluted. That's like another thing that we will be discussing later. Okay. Now, who knows what is a hot air balloon? Yes, enough. Ever sat on an hot air balloon?
Sat, but I know what a hot air balloon.
Tell me more about it and tell me why do you think
It's a balloon that uses the property of air. Air expands on heating because there's fire under it, and then the smoke goes into the hot air balloon, and that balloon fills up with all that things, and that's how hot air balloon is moved. There's another
okay,
example to
Mihika.
this, using a bottle in make boiling water and use put a balloon on the tip of the bottle, on the mouth of the bottle, and have a boiling bowl of water, and now put the bottle inside, then the balloon will start coming up.
Okay, right. Wow, great, Mihika. It's so nice to see your hands up. Tell me. There is something that Sanav missed. Can you tell me? Sanav told me hot air expands, but there is one
Ma'am?
more thing that yes, Mihika.
Ma'am, because hot air rises up because
Bang
it's
on. Bang on. I think I should make all of you the teachers, and I should sit and listen to all of you because all of you already know so many things. That is so nice. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's one point that Mihika pointed out, right? And one that Sanav said, right. Okay. So what are the two things? Now, Advik, tell me, what are those two things that Sanav and Mihika pointed out about air getting hot? Hot air will?
Air gets hot because of the hot fire which is in the tip of the hot air balloon that helps the air to get hot and expand.
Yeah, sweetheart, I was asking about what are those two characteristic features Sanav and Mihika have pointed about hot air. Yes, one thing is hot air expands. But along with that, hot air also rises. And the reason why it rises is because the hot air becomes lighter. So hot air is lighter. That's why it's rising up. You know, anything which is light is going to rise up. And why is it rising up? Because hot air expands. Okay, hot air is expanding, it's become lighter and therefore it rises up. Okay, so these are features of hot air. Ma'am has told you one example of where hot air is used. Let's see, Shubham. Can you pick up another example of where hot air can be used or is used? The principle of hot air, any idea? Think,
Ma'am,
think.
hot air can be used to blow balloons.
Yeah, that's something that we have already done. We have done
It,
that.
uh,
Can you give me another
it
example?
can
Somebody?
it can be used in condensation.
Condensation. Okay. Shouldn't have any one of you heard about what is cool, sea breeze and land breeze? Do you know what that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody knows what is a sea breeze and a land breeze? No? Okay, great. So then I have something to teach you here. All right. Okay, we'll come to that when we understand what happens. Like what happens to air when it gets hot. It rises and expands and it pushes the the colder air towards the other side. Okay, so that could be the breeze, the effect of breeze. We will be doing that later when we be picking up the class. Okay, now, the who is, can you please rename yourself, whoever is GGG? And I still want Dhruv, Ayan, and the new person joined in to switch on your videos. This is the last time I'm telling all of you to please switch on your videos. Okay, right. The next thing is air exerts pressure. Now, before we go to that, does anybody know what is the meaning of pressure? Okay, pressure is nothing but the force exerted by matter on a certain substance or a certain surface of a certain area. Okay, have you ever felt air exerting pressure?
Ma'am, you said pressure.
Pressure, yes, I did say pressure. Okay, have you ever seen this? Okay, let me give you a very, good example. Have you people ever tried taking a glass filled with water, then use a cardboard, keep it over the glass which is filled with water and invert it? What happens to it? Have you ever done it? Today, maybe try this, okay, at home, okay? Okay, but in the bathroom, otherwise you will wet your whole ground everywhere. Yes, Shubham, have you tried doing this?
Yes, ma'am.
What happens, Shubham?
Ma'am, that thing get long.
What?
Ma'am,
Which,
that thing,
which thing?
ma'am, वो cardboard piece.
हाँ, कार्डबोर्ड पीस का क्या होता है?
मैम वो लंबी हो जाती है अगर
लंबी पानी से नहीं, मैं क्या बता रही हूँ, टेक अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, okay, fill the glass with water, keep a cardboard piece over it and invert it. What do you think would happen? What do you think will happen? Okay, yes, Advik.
I have not tried this experiment, but I think so. The water will set up at the top.
All right, okay, why don't you try doing this experiment at home, and if you people join into class, I will tell you what happens later. Okay, so I leave you with this query for the class, because there should be something that you should take back from class, right? Which you will, try to ponder later, right? I will maybe tell you, think about this till the end of our demo class. And then we will try to discuss what happened here. Okay, right. Now, air can be compressed. What do you mean by compressed? Air can be packed in something small. Okay, right? Like, I'm sure, you have heard about oxygen cylinders in the hospitals, or maybe the COVID area times. You must have heard about everybody being on an oxygen cylinder. Okay, now what is an oxygen cylinder, Shubham?
Ma'am, oxygen cylinder is a cylinder that contains oxygen in it.
Right. So do you know how an oxygen cylinder works?
मैम थोड़ा थोड़ा पता है मुझे.
पता? Oxygen cylinder और कुछ नहीं है, उसमें there is a large amount of oxygen compressed and packed in a small cylinder. Okay, and this happens because the oxygen can be packed, because it can be compressed. Okay, it's like, have you ever seen a sponge? You can compress a sponge. Why? Because there's a lot of air in it. Okay, and why does that happen? Why can air be compressed? Because air itself has a lot of space within it. Okay, air is gas, and this could be a solid, this could be a liquid, and this is how gas is. Okay, so gas has its molecules which are way far away from each other. So there is so much of space between the gas molecules, right? And that space between the gas molecules are what are filled up by, gets filled up when you compress it. Okay, so this is the meaning of air can be compressed. Okay, now, does anybody stay up on the hills? I just saw somebody was from Himachal Pradesh. I'm not sure who, but I did see somebody from Himachal. Shubham. Okay, right. So Shubham is in Himachal Pradesh, and I'm not sure if somebody is staying near the coastal regions. I'm not sure if somebody from Mumbai, Chennai, or anywhere, Kolkata or something. Okay, as you go higher up, the air starts thinning out. Okay, the density of air is thinner as you go up, so that's another property of air. Okay, and air is a mixture, so it is made up of a number of gases. Mihika, can you just pick up and tell me, what do you think are the names of the gases which air is made up of?
Ma'am, I don't know.
All right, anybody who knows? Yes, Shubham.
Ma'am, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and many more.
And many more. Sanav, can you tell me which is we will be also doing that in the next slide, understanding what is the composition of air. Okay, Sanav, do you know which is the air which is in the maximum quantity?
Nitrogen, because
Cool.
oxygen supports burning, and if there was too much oxygen, then there would then the nitrogen cannot be stopped, and everything would have been burning till now.
All right. If you know this about oxygen, can you tell me what do you know about the property of nitrogen? Do you know what does nitrogen do?
Nitrogen stops burning.
No, not at all. Okay. No, nitrogen doesn't stop burning at all. Nitrogen controls burning. Carbon dioxide is the one which stops burning, or that's why it's used as an extinguisher, right? Okay. Carbon dioxide is an extinguisher of fire. Oxygen very much supports burning, and nitrogen controls burning. Okay, right. All right. And the next 2 points that are there on the slide, that tells you about the uses of air. Without air, there could have been no life, because air is needed for survival and breathing. But there is one very, very important thing that they haven't mentioned here. Somebody can pick up and tell me, why do you think plants need air? It's something which is very, very important, without which life could not have existed at all. Can I have somebody more than, okay, Advik.
Ma'am, because plants also want to make their food.
What
That's
is it
it.
called as, Advik? You're right. What is this process called as, beta?
Ma'am, it's called as glucose. Photosynthesis.
Very good. Excellent. Yes, it's called as photosynthesis. Besides just, breathing, photosynthesis and other most important use of air without which life would not have been. Because if there were no plants which were making food, we would have had no food on earth at all and we would have survived at all. Right? So these are the basic properties of air, and all of you could just take a screenshot of this or maybe make notes of this to understand, this topic really well. Yes, Shubham? Yes, Shubham, bata. Now, this is what we were doing, and Mihika, this is something which is very, very important. Okay? 78% of your air. Okay, Shubham, you want to say something?
Ma'am, how nitrogen balance burning?
It doesn't balance, it controls. Okay?
Ma'am, how
Now,
it controls?
how it controls, that's the property of nitrogen. It does not let the fire go out of control. It is somewhere, its function is somewhere between oxygen and carbon dioxide. It controls it. It maintains the speed of combustion. Like oxygen adds on combustion. It makes things burn easily. Okay? It's like, this is like a very interesting thing. Maybe this we will do later on when we do class, but this is very interesting to know. Hydrogen burns, meaning hydrogen is combustible. It can burn. Oxygen on its own cannot burn. Oxygen just supports. Nitrogen controls. And carbon dioxide extinguishes or puts off. Okay? So, this is an interesting thing about the properties of different gases when we talk about it with combustion. Okay, so it is like maybe Shubham is writing an exam. So Shubham writes the exam, so he is burning. Okay, Sanav doesn't write the exam, but he just helps Shubham to write the exam. Okay, so oxygen is helping. So Sanav is helping. Okay, now there is maybe Shubham's teacher. She is controlling whether Shubham is cheating or not. Okay, so that's what nitrogen does. Or carbon dioxide, there is some very naughty boy in your class who comes and puts water over your whole, answer paper and doesn't let you do the exam at all. Do people understand what each of the gases do? Okay, this is about the properties of gases when you discuss it with combustion. Okay, but there are a number of other properties that we will deal with it later. Okay, so this is something which is very, very important. Here is what you understand about the composition of gases in air. Okay, but children, you also need to understand that though this is the basic composition, there are other components of air like dust, germs, smoke, fog, water vapor, etc., which changes from places to places. Now, this is something, whether Shubham lives in Himachal Pradesh or Sana, where do you stay?
I come from Bihar, but I live in Bangalore.
Oh, you live in Bangalore. Oh, cool. All right. Okay. Maybe Shubham is high up in the hills. Sanav is down in Bangalore. And Advik, where do you stay?
Ma'am, Gurugram, Haryana.
Gurgaon. All right. So, in all these places, there could be different other things which are adding up. Okay. Now, Gurgaon is like, if it's closer to Delhi, it could be very polluted. It could have more of dust and other air pollutants. Okay. Shubham is in Himachal Pradesh. So, of course, it's going to be a much greener area. Sanav is in Bangalore, which is also much greener. So, the amount of other constituents might change, but this basic constituent remains the same everywhere. Okay. So remember, these are the basic compositions of air. Now, what is the atmosphere? And do you know what are the layers of that? Yes, okay. So Earth comes with this thick atmosphere, but this thick atmosphere itself has different layers. Okay, now there are 5 basic layers of the atmosphere. Does anybody know that? I'll teach you the easiest method to learn the layers of atmosphere. I think Shubham, you already know it. Shubham, shoot.
I remember some troposphere, exosphere, semisphere. मुझे इतनी याद है अभी
चलेगा
two
चलेगा
और
सनव तो मैम किसके लिए है बेटा तुझे याद कराने के लिए तो टेंशन मत ले यस सनव टेल मी सनव बता
I'm not sure, but there's one troposphere, stratosphere. I'd say exosphere. It's the most outermost layer, and
okay I'll teach you the simplest way that you will never forget it your 5 fingers okay start from down and we go up okay right in Hindi what do you wear on your head it's very hot हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं उसको क्या बोलते हैं उसको
that thing that you wear in the head and
who said topi you wear a topi on your head right so your head is earth
Huh?
okay so just head के ऊपर आता है आपकी टोपी but you will remember this as troposphere all right so the first layer of the atmosphere is your don't say topi sphere it's troposphere okay but how do you remember it सर पे टोपी रहती है right so this is troposphere right okay now when you go to theater there is one entry door and there is one entry opposite exit okay so this is your entry your exit which is your last layer here is your exosphere okay this is exo means exit okay now so you finished with your exosphere you finished with your troposphere ye aaya beech mein okay so M for middle M for meso samjhe okay so this is your mesosphere this is your exosphere and your troposphere okay and now all that you need to know are these 2 layers okay so remember it as ST so this is strato this is thermo batao chalo tropos you always have to remember it in the same order you start with tropo strato meso thermo exo repeat
tropostrato, so
thermo topo strato meso thermo exo
मैम what is second layer
stratosphere
और मैम first troposphere
first troposphere first is tropo because टोपी पहनता है फिर strato फिर meso thermo and exo clear okay is this easy for you to remember and it's very important that you remember it in the same order okay अद्विक एक याद कर ट्रोपो एक्सो मीसो याद हुआ फिर एसटी याद रखना है स्ट्रैटोथर्म कूल रिपीट स्ट्रैटो
meso,
मीसो थर्मो एक्सो
exo.
okay so after the class you can go and sing this song to your mom there is a tropo strato meso thermo exo okay and that's how you will remember the layers of the atmosphere cool all right okay now there is in each of the layer there is something really very special that happens okay tropo is very close to the earth okay so all your oxygen cycle all your carbon dioxide cycle the weather changes all happen in the troposphere your planes all of them are in the troposphere okay now anybody heard about this special gas called as ozone anybody heard about what is ozone yes Sanav tell me
the ozone layer is the layer that protects us from the harmful UV rays of the sun.
where is your ozone Do you know that? In which layer of the atmosphere? It's totally in your stratosphere.
Stratosphere.
Okay, right? So your stratosphere has a thick ozone layer, and this ozone layer is the one which is protecting you from the harmful UV rays of the sun. Have you heard about ozone holes? The holes in the atmosphere, the air pollution, okay? All those coals and the fossil fuels that you have burnt, or all those exhausts that are coming out from the factories, go and destroy this ozone. Okay, so if this is the Earth, this is your troposphere, okay? Previously, we had a nice thick layer of stratosphere which had ozone in it. But thanks to our lovely air pollution, this has now destroyed the ozone layer so much that now there are holes in the stratosphere. And because there are holes in the stratosphere, UV rays, which first would, get reflected black by the ozone layer, now are able to enter into the earth. They're able to enter into the earth through these holes. And that's why it is causing so much of damage on the earth, not only, by causing global warming, but also it affects our skin. It leads to skin cancers, it leads to skin irritations, it leads to a lot of other diseases in humans, plants, and animals. Okay, so this is what happens in the stratosphere. Then the third layer, which is the mesosphere. Now, children, have you heard about what are meteors? Yeah, the burning of the meteors take place in the mesosphere. Okay, now anybody who has ever visited Norway or gone to the Scandinavian countries or have heard about what the northern lights are? Anybody? Okay, there are beautiful lights that come, okay, which you can see in the, the poles of the earth. Okay, those are called as the northern and the southern lights. Okay, I will teach you this later about why you see those certain lights. Okay, so that and your space shuttles all are seen in the thermosphere. And the exosphere is where there is nothing, and beyond that, you enter into space. Okay, so these are the few basic layers of the of the atmosphere, and we'll be learning this more when we will be doing the class in detail. Okay, sorry. Right, see, if you can see this, different layers of the atmosphere. Oops, sorry. So we learned what was the composition. We learned about the atmosphere and their different layers. Got it? Okay. So basically, it's from the exosphere that space starts. Okay, right? So this was the basic thing. Anybody having, okay, let's see if anybody can answer this. Ayan and Dhruv, are you people there in class? Okay. Advik, can you give me the answer of the first point? First question. Dash is the upper limit of the atmosphere, which is the last layer. When you run, you are coming out of your what door?
Exosphere.
Hang on. Okay. Sanav, tell me the second answer. Percentage of oxygen and nitrogen in the air is?
Percentage. Nitrogen is 78% and oxygen is 21%.
Not 31, it's 21.
I said 21 only.
Oh, I heard it wrong. I'm growing old. Okay. Third point, Mihika. The layer that is protecting you from UV rays is?
Ma'am, ozone.
The layer of the atmosphere. It's called as the stratosphere. Okay. Right? The densest layer of the atmosphere is your thermosphere. And Shubham, Give me the answer of the fifth one. Shubham,
Ma'am, please
yeah,
repeat.
give me the answer of the fifth question.
Screen, fifth question. Please tell.
Fifth question here, the component of the air that helps you to sustain life on Earth. What part of the air helps you to have life? Without which you
Ma'am,
can't breathe?
oxygen.
Oxygen. Exactly. Okay. So this is how basically our, classes will be held. Just before we, end this demo class, first let's see if anybody has any doubts or any queries that you would want to ask me. Anybody wants to ask me any questions? No? Okay. Yes, Advik. Yes, Betty.
Is the ozone layer fully destructed or some bit of it is left?
Of course, it's left. And thanks for people or the environmentalists who have been saving the earth and trying to restore back good amount of oxygen in the earth. The ozone holes that were seen in the 90s, okay, are now getting healed up. They're getting replenished again, okay? So that ozone hole is now getting covered up again, okay? But if you again worsen your environment or increase air pollution, it can worsen back again. All right. Okay. So I hope all of you have understood the basic of, the air and got some idea about it. And more than that, I hope you people have enjoyed the class. And do I see a big smile on your face? No, I don't. Do I? Yes, I do. All right. Thank you, Chitran. Okay. Yes, Pooja ma'am.
So how was the demo, kids? I just want to see in the chat box. So quickly, you have to describe this demo in one adjective. Hurry up.
Yeah, children, can you just put a feedback into the chat box of the,
Hurry up, kids. Just drop it in the chat box.
Yeah, the trailer
How
of
was
the
the demo?
that you people watched.
No need to unmute yourself. Demo was really interesting, very nice. What about others? Amazing. Okay, great. Okay, so
Nimika?
you all like the demo, right? Show me a thumbs up on the screen then. Nice. So then what are you waiting for? You know that this class is going to start from 16th onwards, right? From Tuesday. So go and enroll for this batch if you have not enrolled yet. If you have enrolled, then definitely we are going to see you on 16th. If not yet, then enroll and we'll see you in the class. Okay. So meet your mentor on 16th. Okay. I'm just pasting the few chat links again so you can copy paste it in case you have not done it. So now outstanding. Very nice. All right, kids. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much, Ushma ma'am.
Bye-bye, children.
Okay,
Thank you
bye-bye,
so much.
everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Happy
Bye-bye.
evening.
See ya.
Bye-bye.